Forward to Exotics and Retrospectives. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by William Gavula. Exotics and Retrospectives by Lafcadio Hearn. Forward. All but one of the papers composing this volume appear for the first time. The little essays, or rather fantasies, forming the second part of the book, deal with experiences in two hemispheres, but their general title should explain why they have been arranged independently of that fact. To any really scientific imagination, the curious analogy existing between certain teachings of evolutional psychology and certain teachings of Eastern faith, particularly the Buddhist doctrine that all sense life is karma and all substance only the phenomenal result of acts and thoughts, might have suggested something much more significant than my cluster of retrospectives. These are offered merely as intimations of a truth incomparably less difficult to recognize than to define. L.H., Tokyo, Japan, February 15, 1898. End of forward. Chapter 1 of Exotics and Retrospectives by Lafcadio Hearn. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by William Gavula. Exotics. Even the worst tea is sweet when first made from the new leaf. Japanese proverb. Fuji no Yama. Kite mereba, sahodo madenashi, Fuji no Yama. Seen on close approach, the mountain of Fuji does not come up to expectation. Japanese proverbial philosophy. The most beautiful sight in Japan, and certainly one of the most beautiful in the world, is the distant apparition of Fuji on cloudless days, more especially days of spring and autumn, when the greater part of the peak is covered with late or with early snows. You can seldom distinguish the snowless base, which remains the same color as the sky. You perceive only the white cone seeming to hang in heaven, and the Japanese comparison of its shape to an inverted half-open fan is made wonderfully exact by the fine streaks that spread downward from the notched top, like shadows of fan ribs. Even later than a fan the vision appears, rather the ghost or dream of a fan. Yet the material reality 100 miles away is grandiose among the mountains of the globe. Rising to a height of nearly 12,500 feet, Fuji is visible from 13 provinces of the empire. Nevertheless, it is one of the easiest of lofty mountains to climb, and for 1,000 years it has been scaled every summer by multitudes of pilgrims. For it is not only a sacred mountain, but the most sacred mountain of Japan, the holiest eminence of the land that is called divine, the supreme altar of the sun, and to ascend it at least once in a lifetime is the duty of all who reverence the ancient gods. So from every district of the empire, pilgrims annually wend their way to Fuji, and in nearly all the provinces there are pilgrim societies, Fuji-ko, organized for the purpose of aiding those desiring to visit the sacred peak. If this act of faith cannot be performed by everybody in person, it can at least be performed by proxy. Any hamlet, however remote, can occasionally send one representative to pray before the shrine of the divinity of Fuji, and to salute the rising sun from that sublime eminence. Thus, a single company of Fuji pilgrims may be composed of men from 100 different settlements. By both of the national religions, Fuji is held in reverence. The Shinto deity of Fuji
Sample complete. Ready to continue?